I think they should be.
I got it.
Okay, we are now. Okay. We're going to welcome our new legal advisor for today. Thank you for being here. This is Ms. Michelle Gallimore Scruggs, sitting in for us today to keep us straight legally. Appreciate you being here, and appreciate all the commissioners, staff. I see we have a quorum, and some may have come in, but I made an announcement earlier. If you have not signed the sign-in sheet at the front table, we'd like for you to sign that before you leave. Also, I want to remind the commissioners, when you speak, be sure that the red mic button is on, and we'll appreciate that. We have a quorum, so we're ready to begin. If you are not satisfied with the decision made by the Traffic and Parking Commission, you may appeal the decision by filing for a writ of certiorari with the Davidson County Chancery or Circuit Court. Your appeal must be filed within 60 days of the date of the entry of the Commission's decision. We advise that you seek your own independent legal advice to ensure that your appeal is filed in a timely manner and that all procedural requirements have been met. Do I have an approval for today's agenda?
Second.
Have a move and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. I need your approval for the meeting of October the 8th.
So moved.
So moved.
Have a motion.
Second.
And second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So approved. There is no old business this month, and there are no appeals. So we'll get right into our new business, which is proposal number 2012M-018AB-001, a request to abandon right-of-way at Clark Place, 6th Avenue South to 8th Avenue South, 7th Avenue South to Mumram to Shirley Street, 6th Avenue South to 8th Avenue South on the north side, 6th Avenue South to Mumram Street to Korean Veterans Boulevard on the west side, 6th Avenue South, Clark Place to Korean Veterans Boulevard on the east side, and all alleys bordered by 6th Avenue South to Mumram Street, 8th Avenue South, and Korean Veterans Boulevard. Now, this is on our consent agenda. If you want to discuss any of these one items, we'll pull it from the consent agenda. If not, we'll have one vote by hand. Is there one in agreement to take it on one vote? Okay. All in favor of approval, vote by raising your right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Unanimous? Okay. Ayes have it. Item number 2 on our agenda is revocation of a vending permit. Revocation of vending permit issued to Mr. Carl Jones. This is requested by Metropolitan Police Department, and we have Sergeant Keeter here to speak in that regard. Sergeant, if you would go to the podium and be sure and turn your mic on. Thank you. First of all, let me ask for a staff report before you speak.
Well, actually, you're one step ahead of us. I was going to turn it over to the Sergeant Keeter and let him state his case. I also want to hear from Metro Legal on, actually we might want to lead with Metro Legal on what you guys' role is on this permit issue. This is new to us. I know it's new to me. So you might want to hear from legal what your role is on revoking or suspending a license, and then we'll hear what the case is.
Legal?
Under Title 13 of the Metropolitan Code, 1308 discusses these vendor permits, and it explains that it is the duty of the commission to decide if there's a violation of the code, what action needs to be taken as far as, what action, if any, needs to be taken as far as suspension, revocation, if those items are warranted. I'm going to read just a little bit of this to you. This says, any permit issued under this section may be suspended or revoked by the Commission for any of the following reasons. A is fraud or misrepresentation in the application for the permit, which is not applicable here. I'm going to skip down to C and D. C is for conducting the business of the vending contrary to the conditions of the permit and or these regulations. D is conducting the business of vending in such a manner as to create a public nuisance or to constitute a danger to the public health, safety, or welfare. There are a number of factors that should be considered by the Commission when determining whether a permit should be suspended or revoked. Those factors are the number of citations for violation of this section previously received by the vendor, the number of previous suspensions and or revocations imposed upon the vendor, the number of occasions for which the vendor's permit was subject to suspension or revocation and was not suspended or revoked, D, the seriousness of the violation or misrepresentation and the danger to health and safety of the public presented by the vendor's misrepresentation, noncompliance, or misconduct, and E, whether or not the condition subjected the vendor to suspension or revocation is of the nature that has been or can be corrected. So those are factors for you to consider when analyzing any vendor's permit on what disciplinary action, if any, needs to be taken. Under the penalty section, I just want to go over this really quickly with you all. Under the penalty section, which is again under Title 13-08040, it states that the permit of any person who offers merchandise for sale in violation of the regulation or who violates any other provision of this regulation may be suspended. So that's the basis if the Commission decides a suspension would be proper. Now, it does say the word may, so that would be up to your discretion if it falls under that category. The second sentence and the last sentence I'm going to take you all through says, the permit of any person who seriously endangers the health and or safety of the public by misrepresentation or violation of this regulation, or, so this is a completely separate category than the health or safety concern, or who is convicted of 3 or more violations of this regulation during any 12-month period shall be revoked. What that means is that it's not discretionary. It's not a may, it's a shall. So if the Commission finds on any of these, if any vending permit, that there have been 3 or more violations of this regulation during a 12-month period, then the Commission would need to find that the permit needs to be revoked. And I am happy to answer any questions. I know that was a lot of information, if there are any other questions.
Okay. Thank you very much. Sergeant, we'll